So today we are going to discuss Elastic File System, okay, which is also known as EFS. So when we speak about Elastic File System, it is basically it provides a simple serverless and elastic file system that lets you share file data without provisioning or manage storage. So for example, let's say you have your EC2, okay, and you have multiple EC2s. This is on it. This is available at availability zone 1. This is the available at availability zone 2. There is third one which is available at availability zone 3. There are many, like this is again EC2 which is available again at availability zone 1. Now all these are these are the ECT in a particular region. Okay, these are the ECT in a particular region, and what we can do is in this particular case, if there is a single file, okay, or there is a storage which need to be accessed by all of them, okay, there is a single storage. In the case of EBS, we have already discussed that a single storage cannot it can be only be shared by a single EC2 machine. But here what will happen is, if there is a file, okay, there is a, let's say we have put some, there is a file is there, okay, this particular, in the case of EFS, in this particular case, this would be shared by each and every EC2 machine. Okay, so when we talk about EC2, when we talk about file storage, so in which can be shared within the multiple thousands of EC2 machines, or your on-premise servers, in that particular case, you can very well use Elastic File System. Okay, what all you can say is basically, see, this is your EFS in easy. This I'm just trying to create one more diagram so that you are able to understand. Okay, this is in a single region. Okay, so EFS works in a particular region. Okay, so if you are like, if the two EC2s are available in two different regions, in that particular case your EFS will not work, guys. Your EFS will not work. It need to be in the single region, but it can have multiple availability zone. Okay, and one more thing, it does not support Windows. Okay, so if you have your Windows EC2 machine running, it does not, EFS does not support Windows EC2 machine. So we have multiple EC2 machines. They are in the single region. It can support even thousands of machines altogether. There could be a single source of file where, if let's say from here they have uploaded some file one, so everywhere the file would be uploaded. Okay, so since they are basically here, the file one is uploaded, it will go in the EFS and it would be put in EFS. Since it's being shared by multiple, even thousands of EC2 machines, these thousands of EC2 machine would be able to check this file one. Okay, now let's move to the lab and see, let's see what we can do in the lab. Okay, so let me just open this machine. Okay, this is our management console basically. Okay, so now let's create two EC2 machines. Okay, currently I have 0 instances running. Okay, let me just launch instance. So I will create, I'm in Mumbai region, I will create two EC2 machines and in two different regions. So let's use free tier eligible Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Okay, let's move to the configure instance detail. Here, number of instances, I just want one instance. I just want to, I want my own availability zone. So I will just click on subnet. Here I am using AP South 1B. Okay, I will just click on storage. I don't want to make any kind of changes. Okay, SSH I am approving, and also I have to use NFS, which is network file system. I have to approve that traffic as well. So it can come from anywhere, because I have to actually approve network file system, which is the security group by EFS. So that I need to actually put it here in the configuration of security group. If by mistake you forget to do it, you won't be able to attach your EFS with your EC2 machine. So you have to do this particular, this step is very very important. Okay, now you can just review and launch it. Let me just launch the machine. I will create a new pair. Okay, demo EFS machine, download key pair, and let me just scroll down and let me just launch the instance. Okay. So meanwhile, my instance is getting launched. Let me just write it as machine one. Okay, let me launch one more instance. Here I will just select the Linux machine. Again, I want a different availability zone, so I will go to subnet. Here I will select the second South 1A. Earlier I have selected AP South 1B. Now I will select AP South 1A. Add storage. Add tags. I am not putting anything in the tags. Again, I have to put NFS here. Okay, traffic could be from anywhere. Review and launch this thing. Okay, let me just select the key pair which I have recently created, and then let me launch it. Or else what I can do is I could have used the same security group, so it would be more easier for me. Let's see if we can launch it or not. Okay, machine 2. Okay, so this is running. Meanwhile, this is getting instance is getting changing from pending to running instance. We can just go to the search, and here let's you need to search for EFS. Just click on EFS here. Okay, first step would be to create a file system. So you need to click on create the file system. You need to put up a name here. So EFS demo, I'm just putting this particular name. I will keep my VPC as default because I don't have a VPC right now. So availability and durability, so in the regional I just want regional, I will just select it as a regional. There is one more thing which is one zone where your data is stored redundantly within a single availability zone. Here in the regional, your data is being stored into the multiple availability zones. Okay, so now before creating, let's customize it and let's check what all features we have in the file system. We will go here now. This is a regional. I will just select regional. Automatically backup need to be taken. Fine. Life cycle management, basically it has one is the main uh, EFS storage, another which is a standard storage, another we also have an infrequent storage, which is in which the accessing in the case of infrequent storage, the accessing charges are comparatively higher, where accessing charges are comparatively higher, whereas the storage charges are comparatively lesser. So if I can actually decide in how many days I just need to put my I need to transfer my data from one storage to another storage. Basically it's two storage classes of EFS. So I can keep it a default. If you don't want it, you can also put it as none. So okay, fine. I just want general purpose and maximum input output. I will get the best result out of it. Bursting. If I want the fixed input output, then I can use provisioned. Okay, so I want to enable encryption, so that I would be using. I will click on next here. Okay, so availability zone here I need to select the security groups. Okay guys, so here I have actually it's the best practice that you can actually create a single security group, but since I have created two security groups, I need to go and check what all security groups I have created in my two machines here. You need to select this particular machines after coming to EC2. You need to go to the security. Here you will find, okay, it's 66C. Okay, fine. Here just go to 66C. You will find your security group. Okay, here also I just need to write 66C. Again this one. Here also you need to write 66C. Again here also I have to select this one. Okay, okay, fine. Now, since I have used two different security groups, I need to click on machine 2 as well. So here I will just click on the security group. Here the last digit is 103. Okay, fine. So let's write 103. Okay, 103. Okay, 103. Okay, so when I click on show one more, so both of them will come. Okay, when I click on show more, both of them will come. Okay, perfectly fine. I will just click on next now. I don't have to change any kind of policies. Okay, so I will just click on next. I will scroll down and this is the complete review and create. Everything seems to be fine to me. Okay, so I will just go and create it. Okay, so let's click on this EFS demo. After you click on this EFS demo, you can go to the network and check whether your mounting is done or not. So currently it's showing creating. Let it create. Okay, let it create. Meanwhile, let's do one thing. Okay, so meanwhile, let's do a small thing. Let's go to the machines and let's connect these machines. Okay, either you can use SSH and you can use PuTTY and PuTTY Jail. I'm just directly connecting with the help of EC2 instance connect. So I'll just connect it. So I've just logged in into my first machine. Okay, let me just go to the instances again. Okay, let me just connect it. So I've connected to my both of my machines. Okay, I guess I've used the same machines. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, let me just connect to my second machine. Okay, so let me just click on connect. So I have just connected to both of my Linux machines here. Okay, so let me just change the permissions. Okay, okay, so host name is basically 172.31.15.99. Okay, so I can even go and check for my machine too. So here is your private IP for machine 1. It is this is my private IP. So here it would be this. Yes. So let me just open and write host name here. So again, these both of them are two different machines which are running. Okay, now let's do one thing. Okay, so let's again come back to the EFS and let's see if it's done or not. Now it's available. The mounting is now done. Okay, guys. So now what we will do is we will click on attach here. Just click on attach. Here you will find mount via DNS. Okay, if let's say you copy this particular file. Okay, if you copy this particular file and paste it, you will get an error. So mount point does not exist. Now for that you need to first create the mount point. For that particular thing, first of all you need to click on this user guide. Just click on this user guide. After clicking on this user guide, just scroll down. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to mount the EFS file system. Here you will find the manually installing the Amazon EFS client. So let's install the Amazon EFS client first. Okay, this is the command which you need to run. Just copy it. Let's run this command in the both of these machines. Okay, now let's see if yeah it's done in both of machine. This particular thing is done. Now what you need to do is, guys, basically now since this is done, let's come back to EFS. Okay, now again if we will try to do it, just saying that okay mounting is it's need to happen and this is the directory name. Okay, EFS is the directory name. So first of all you need to create the directory. Okay, mk directory. Okay, let's create it EFS. If you want to put any another name, you can definitely put it, and you can replace that particular name from that. Let's say you have created with the name Akshar. Okay, so here you can just change with the name Akshar or whatever name you are putting it. Let's say you are putting with directory one, just replace the name EFS with directory one in that particular case. Okay, so let me just create a directory and let's see if directory is created. Yes, ls means listing. Mk directory is create a new directory with the name EFS. Okay, so again here also I will just create this thing and I will create a directory, and when I put ls it's listing of my directory which is EFS will come here. Okay, perfectly fine. Now let me just copy this thing and let's me just paste it here. Okay, meanwhile it is doing its work. Let me just paste it in both the machines. Okay, in both the machine it's done. Okay, so mounting is now done. So the next step would be to copy this thing. Okay, you don't have to make any changes, just copy it and paste it. Okay, now it's done. Now it's done. So now let's say in EFS, whatever we would be putting, what all files we would be putting, it would be shared between these two, both these machine one and machine two. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's check. Okay, let's go change. CD means change a directory. So I'm changing my directory to EFS. So let's open this. Now you can see from EC2 user, it's being changed to EFS now. So when I click on LS, I don't have anything. Let me just create a new file. So with the help of this cat command, with the help of this cat command, you can actually create a new file. So I'm creating a file here. Okay, this is being created in my second machine. Okay, fine. So hello world, this is created in second machine. Okay. Control, you need to press Control D to exit. Now let's see, file 1 is created in EFS directory. Let's see what content is there in file 1. You need to put cat and file 1, just write file 1. You can actually check the content. Hello world, this is created in second machine. Now this was created in second machine. I will just move to, okay, this is was created in first machine, so I will move here. Okay, so this was actually created in first machine. Let me just if you want, I can just replace it, or let's do one thing. Okay, cat, let me append something here. Okay, if I want to change the content, I will use vi command. I won't be getting deep dive into Linux for now. Okay, so hello world, sorry, this was first machine. Okay, okay, ls. Okay, the second file, I have actually created the second file. Okay, so if I want to append, I need to click first here, and then I have to put. Okay, okay, so ls cat l file 1 I need to put here. So hello, and this up the text would be hello, the second text would be appended into this thing. So let's see if this comes into my this particular machine. Okay, so let's go to cd and let's change to EFS. So my change, I have changed my directory to EFS. Now see if it's there. Yeah, in my in my second machine also, file 1 and file 2 is there, guys. So this is the beauty of EFS. Basically, whatever the two EC2 machines, I have connected my two EC2 machines to a single storage where I'm storing my files. Okay, so let me just check it. What is the content of this file 1 and file 2? Cat file 1, cat file 2. Oh, sorry, cat file 1. Okay, so this is the beauty of the EFS, and this is the lab. This is the complete lab for your EFS. Thank you.